Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. Ontario, Canada, our neighbor to the north, has just passed a law giving the government power to take children away from their families if the parents do not accept the child's chosen gender identity. It basically makes it a form of child abuse. This follows a 2012 law that barred homeschooling families from teaching their children that homosexuality is a sin. Opponents fear these laws have wide-ranging effects on religious freedom. Here to discuss, our Executive Director of Catholics in Alliance for the Common Good, and Christopher Hale, and a Senior Pastor of First Baptist Church and a Fox News contributor, Dr. Robert Jeffress. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Dr. Jeffress, I want to get your reaction to this first. A lot of strong reaction on either side of this.
Yeah, look, this shows the hypocrisy of liberalism. You know, liberals are the ones who decry conservatives for not believing in science. And yet, when it comes to this issue of gender, it is the liberals who are denying science. A person's gender is not a matter of feeling, it's a matter of biology. And when you have a child confused about his or her gender, that child ought to be treated with compassion, with counseling. But as the American College of Pediatricians has said, to subject that child to hormonal or even surgical procedures to change his gender, well, that is child abuse. And that's what these Canadians are engaging in. It is pure, unadulterated child abuse.
All right, you've got some strong opinions there. Okay, Christopher, what do you think? What's your reaction?
Well, we have to realize that religious liberty is a critical, crucial, fundamental part of Western democracy, and I'm not sure that the Canadian law here respects that. That being said, I think it's also important for the Christian community, the faith community, to reconsider the question of gender. Sex is a biological reality. Gender is more complicated. So I think it's really important for the church community that we really look at these questions of sexuality and gender again and reconsider again. But this law goes way too far. We shouldn't take away children from their parents because their parents don't conform to this way of life.
Well, Christopher, you know, does gender identity supersede religious beliefs? I mean, is that where we're going?
Well, you know, the job of the state is to protect every individual's liberty, freedom, and equality. I think these questions get more complicated as we go on. For example, if a religious tradition said that we are going to discriminate based on other attributes of a person, their race, their sex, etc., that gets more questionable. And the state does have a right to step in to ensure the equality and freedom of each individual in their country. But these are complicated matters. As a progressive, I want to see Democrats going forward, seeing how we can put forward a progressive agenda while respecting the consciences of each individual in the state and their religious traditions.
And Dr. Jeffress, what do you say?
Lauren, I want our audience to imagine that I go down to the Social Security office and I say, I want my benefits now. They look at my birth certificate and they say, well, you're only 60 years old. I say, well, I feel like I'm 65 and you've got to pay me. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. And God's plan for gender is clear in the Bible. God created them male and female. He didn't create them male, female, and question mark. And whenever we go against God's ordained plan, we're going to have chaos. And that's what this gender confusion idea is creating. It's creating chaos. And again, let me say, people who are confused by their gender, we ought to treat them compassionately, lovingly. We should not allow them to be exploited by secular progressives who have a bigger agenda, and that is to eliminate the God-given distinction between the sexes.
But, you know, Dr. Jeffress, what if people don't believe in biblical faith? You know, should we be able to just look at science to decide if sexual identity is an objective truth or subjective reality? I mean, if some people don't actually have biblical faith. Dr. Jeffress?
You're right. This is a truth that applies to all people, regardless of what they believe about the Bible. And just as I said, is age a matter of feeling? Who says what age is, if it's a matter of feeling or is it a matter of fact? This is scientific fact that there are males and females. Yes, there are some natural aberrations in biology among a few percentages of people for whom that is not true, but the general consensus is God has created people male and female, and when you go against that truth, you're going to have chaos in society.
All right. I want to thank you both, Dr. Robert Jeffress and Christopher Hale, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And you want to check out my new book, Lighthouse Faith, God is a Living Reality in a World Immersed in Fog. And for more news, go to foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching A Spirited Debate.